Once upon a time, in a vast forest surrounded by mountains and rivers, the animals lived in fear of a mighty lion named Sheru. Sheru was not just strong, he was fierce and proud. Every morning, he would roar so loudly that the entire forest would tremble. Birds would flutter away, squirrels would scurry up trees, and the deer would hide in bushes, their hearts racing. Sheru had declared himself the king of the forest. No animal dared challenge his authority. Every day, Sheru demanded that one animal present itself as his meal. If no one appeared, Sheru would rampage through the forest, hunting whatever creature he came across. This routine cast a shadow of terror over the entire forest. The smaller animals, especially, were always anxious, unsure if it would be their turn next. One day, the animals decided enough was enough. "We cannot live like this anymore," said a gray-haired monkey, tapping his stick on the ground in frustration. "Sheru is too dangerous. We must do something." The animals had gathered beneath an ancient banyan tree to discuss their plight. A majestic deer with large antlers nodded solemnly. "If we don't act soon, there will be none of us left." "But what can we do?" squeaked a tiny field mouse. "He's too powerful. If we fight him, we'll all be gone in an instant." The animals sat in silence, heads hanging low in despair. Just then, Khargosh, a small rabbit with bright, curious eyes, hopped to the center of the circle. "I have an idea," he said, his voice filled with confidence. The animals stared at him in disbelief. "You?" laughed the monkey. "You are the smallest of us all. What can you possibly do against Sheru?" Khargosh only smiled. "Sometimes, a clever mind can do what strength cannot. If you trust me, I will rid the forest of Sheru's terror." The animals, desperate for any hope, agreed to let Khargosh try his plan. Early the next morning, while the dew still glistened on the grass, Khargosh made his way toward Sheru's cave. He hopped slowly, knowing that he had to be careful. Sheru's temper was as sharp as his claws, and being late was a dangerous game. When Khargosh finally reached the cave, Sheru was pacing back and forth, his eyes glowing with anger. "You're late," the lion roared, his mane shaking with fury. "Do you know what happens to those who disobey me?" Khargosh kept his cool, bowing respectfully. "Forgive me, mighty Sheru. I have good reason for my delay." "You better," growled Sheru, baring his sharp teeth. Khargosh took a deep breath. "On my way here, another lion stopped me," he said. "He claimed that he is stronger than you and that this forest belongs to him." Sheru's eyes widened in disbelief. "Another lion? In my forest? How dare he?" He let out a thunderous roar that echoed through the trees. "Where is this impostor?" "He lives near the ancient well by the banyan tree," Khargosh said calmly. "He told me to deliver this message to you. This forest is mine now, and there is no room for two kings." Enraged, Sheru stomped his paw on the ground. "Take me to him at once," he demanded. "I will show this fool who the true king is." Khargosh led Sheru through the forest, moving quickly but carefully. Along the way, the animals peeked from their hiding spots, curious to see what was happening. They whispered among themselves, hoping Khargosh's plan would work. The lion and the rabbit reached the well, an old and deep structure hidden by thick vines. Its water was still and clear, reflecting the trees and sky like a perfect mirror.